Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise this afternoon on behalf of the California Legislative LGBTQ Caucus in support of ACA 5. I want to thank my great colleague from San Diego for her leadership in bringing this legislation forward. I'd like to believe, members, that all of us are mindful of the state of our nation and the conversations being had in our communities. Fundamentally, the challenge being faced is the structure of this nation, from its laws to its opportunities, have been rigged against communities of color and underrepresented populations. What we're speaking out against right now is not only policing. That's just the start. It's the systemic and historic lack of economic development, investment, and opportunity in and for communities of color. And let's be very clear, Proposition 209 has contributed to this sad history. Members, it's not that communities have been left behind, they start behind. It has prevented equitable opportunity for Black and brown businesses, for women and Black and brown people in public contracting, public employment, and public education for decades. It's out of date, and it's out of sync with who we are as Californians. It does not help us build the Californians for all that we show up here each day to work to create. It's time that we ask the voters of California to reconsider its decision. It's finally time to undo this injustice and advance real racial and gender equity here in California. Members, when I was young, my parents sat me down and explained to me that someone with this complexion has to work twice as hard to get just as far. The question that we should ask ourselves is, why is that? Why should that stand, particularly in the Golden State? And I humbly suggest to you the answer is that it just should not. We can do something about that injustice here today. So I stand here as the Vice Chair of the California LGBTQ Caucus in solidarity with the Black Caucus and ask that this body take this step to finally give women and people of color in this state a greater shot at success of that California dream. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.